Okay friends, we're gonna make some paper tube kings and queens. We're gonna need a paper tube, some scissors, and a black marker. Are you ready? As with many of our toilet paper tube challenges, we're gonna start by flattening our tube and then pressing down with our thumb. We wanna get those edges right there, those creases well bent. Then you're gonna turn it, you're gonna fold it the opposite way. Squeeze it towards the middle so that the bent edges line up, and then use your thumbs and your fingers again to press. We're gonna try to get kind of a squarish shape here. Now we're gonna cut the tube in two, but with one of the sides slightly larger than the other, just like this. The smaller side we're gonna use as the crown. I'm going to draw a line right down the middle and then draw some triangles that go from that line to the top of the paper tube. And then I can cut these little triangles out. That's going to be the top of my crown. When you're cutting small things like this that are a little bit hard, you have to be super careful with the other hand that doesn't have the scissors, because if you don't see your fingers back there and you're not careful, you can cut your finger. So please be very careful. Now I'm going to take my black marker and decorate my crown with lines, shapes, and patterns. Imagine it's a crown. What kind of jewels would you put on it? I like to do the outline of the crown. Now, we're going to move on to the large part, which is going to be the head. You see where that crease is in the middle? We're going to draw a line from the middle of the left side to the middle of the tube. Right in the middle, right there, like this. And then another line from there to almost the corner, but not all the way to the corner, just a little bit before the corner. Just like that. This is going to be the head. Now you carefully cut out this piece. And you flatten it out, and this is your face. If you think it's too pointy, you can always cut it a little bit and make it a little more round. Now you can draw the features. The eyes, the nose, the mouth, the eyebrows, and anything else you want to include on your king or queen. I'm also going to make the hairline, although most of it is going to be covered by the crown, but you'll be able to see the back of the head, so I'll color that in. If you have other markers, you might want to change your hair color. Then I'm going to use a color pencil to add a little bit of color. I just want to do the white of the eyes, and the lips, just to make it look a little bit brighter. Since the head and the crown are the same size, the head won't fit inside the crown, so I need to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to make a cut at the back of the head here and overlap the two pieces a tiny little bit and attach them with a piece of tape, just like this. Overlap just a little bit, you see? And then make sure that they're secured tightly with a tape. Now the head should fit inside the crown. And you can even tilt it backwards a little bit so that it looks more real. I use masking tape because it sticks better, but then I have to color the back of the head again. If you use clear tape, then you should be fine. And we're done! Unless you want to get really fancy and give it some ears, you can draw some ears right by the eyes, although they're a little bit tricky to cut because it's such a small piece of cardboard, but it can be done if you have patience and you're not afraid of making mistakes. You have to cut very slowly as you gently turn the cardboard tube. Then you just bend the ear outward. And there you go, you have an ear. One of the sides is going to be trickier than the other, so you have to find creative ways to use your scissors and approach it from a different angle. There we go, that looks good. Now that you know how to make kings and queens, can you use your imagination to create different characters? I wonder what you'll come up with.